What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Drill and Delve. This is a game where you are a miner in a dystopian corporation and you're trapped deep down beneath the surface of a far-off planet, and you've got to find your way out by terraforming and annihilating the soil, finding ores and things of that nature to upgrade your kit so that you can do it more effectively. It seemed to have a lot in common with the mining portion of something like Deep Rock Galactic, and frankly, I've been in the mood lately to just dig and mine. I don't know, the mines call to me. There is a yearning in my soul, so I figured today we would check the game out for about 30 minutes and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list. If after watching this you wanted to check out Drill and Delve for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description where you can check it out, maybe add it to a wish list. Then on top of that, I've also got a bunch of other spicy Nerd Castle links down there just in case you wanted to get your feet wet with them. But let's go ahead and start the game because daylight is a-burning.
It all started with an idea. We're shaping tomorrow, carving the future at every step. Our journey is one of constant exploration, bringing safety and comfort to your home. Each year, we push the boundaries of what's possible, driving humanity toward a brighter future. This is more than progress. This is the beginning of a new story, a story born from those who know mining to its core. We are Drill and Delve.
Hey, ready for this new job?
Yeah, ready to shape tomorrow.
Oh, my hand. Where am I? I don't remember going down the mine. How long was I out? That damn noise. I need to shut it off.
Okay, well, let's take care of that business real quick. By default, the game had its frames locked to 30 frames per second. I don't know why they would do that, but that explains why when we were talking with our buddy, oh no, dude, is that my mining homie right there? Did he die? Did he expire? Oh, weak, dude. I used to have friendship and now I have nothing. But as I was saying, the game had its frame rate locked to 30 frames per second. I noticed it during the video, and then once the game actually formally started, I was like, why does this feel all choppy right there? Oh, we only have 25 oxygen. That's probably not good.
Better. Huh. My oxygen level is really low. I should be able to find ice around here to refill it.
Okay, well, let's see if we can find some ice. We got a drill right there.
It's stuck. I'll have to dig it out.
All right, I'll dig it out with my bare hands. There we go, like an animal, like a woodchuck.
Bare hands, at least. I'll try to find a better one later, but this will do for now.
I don't know if woodchucks dig. That's one of those, we don't have those on the West Coast. I did get swagged on by a woodchuck when I was in Philadelphia, though. Like, I was walking around like some historical district or something, and this big-ass weasel beaver-looking thing ran up on me and, like, banged on his chest and was like, meh, and, like, made some noises. And I was like, what in the hell is that thing? And my wife was like, oh, that's a woodchuck. They have those here. And I was like, Jesus, dude. It's like a beaver. I don't know, dude. I have no idea what it was. It was just some giant rodent that came out of the bushes running at me. I got a little bit of ice right there. Can I use that to get, like, a little bit of O2?
That should last for a while.
I don't think it will.
Later, though.
Yeah, I'm going to try to dig up some more, like, right this second, because I've got this intolerable, insufferable addiction to breathing, and I would like to remain that way if I can manage it. We seem to have already survived some kind of crisis, and so, like, you know, let me get the good stuff over here. What is that right there? Carbonite? Sweet, dude. If Han Solo shows up, we can give him the business. Freeze his ass up. I don't see any more ice coming out inside this tunnel. I wish that there was more ice coming out, but alas, it is not. There's a journal on this side, though.
24th, 23:45.
There was an explosion. It knocked me over. Hard. I can't feel my legs anymore. Miner 13's lying a few meters away. He's not moving. I think a rock hit him. Pretty sure he's gone. I don't know what happened. Everything just went white for a second. And the radio's useless. All I can hear is static. My oxygen is running out. The next station's only 25 meters from here. If the gallery hadn't collapsed, maybe I could have crawled there. I don't know. Might not have made it anyway. It's getting cold. I'm scared.
R.I.P. to the homie. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. What is this thing right here? Oh, is it stuff that I can loot? Yeah, give me everything I can possibly carry. Put the uranium and the carbonite in there, but if there's 6 ice inside of there, that kind of fixes my oxygen problem for right now. And so let's just get that filled back up. And then for these 2 things over here, it looks like we've got 2 separate meters. So I think it's drill fuel and I think it's electricity for our headlamp. We definitely don't want those to go out. So let's see if we can refuel real quick and just make sure we've got everything topped up before we store stuff back up. Hopefully this is like a unified storage solution that, like, no matter where we are, it's like a Diablo stash. When we access it, all of our stuff is inside of it. And then let's get back to the digging over here. Does this have a right click or anything on it? Doesn't look like it has a right click on it, but hey, did I see something right there? I thought I saw the shaft open for just a second, but I'm going to follow this cable. Hopefully it leads to something good, and I don't get myself shocked and electrocuted along the way. And looky there, we got ourselves an opening. All right, let's see what utilities and stuff we can actually find inside of here. I'm going to widen this up a little bit because, unlike a cat, I can't dislodge my bones in order to fit through these small things. I'm also like a little tiny bit claustrophobic, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not crazy claustrophobic, but I'm also not wild about tight spaces. And so if we could just keep this nice and breathable, that'd be good. And it looks like we're uncovering minerals while we're doing it anyways, so that'll help out with our overall stockpiles so that I can keep those meters nice and full. Okay, so what's going on down back this way? I gotta dig my way under this. All right, the first thing that I notice is that the drilling doesn't sound very good. It doesn't have a lot of impact. It doesn't have a lot of rumble to it. We're not really getting a lot of positive feedback on the fact that we're carving our way through solid dirt and stone. I would strongly recommend upgrading those sound effects and getting it more into like a heavy industrial feel so that it's deeply satisfying to move the earth around. In a game where you're gonna spend 90% of your time mining, it's probably a good idea to make sure that the mining feels very, very good. Let me smooth out this little pathway right here so we don't end up getting stuff on clipping or anything else like that once we start going down the hallway. And it looks like, whoa.
What the hell was that?
Did the gravity just change on us? We've got some kind of meter over on the right, and so I'm guessing maybe we're inside of like a gravitational anomaly or something like that. That would normally, as a geologist, mean that there's something hyper dense around here. We can actually do that with a device called a gravimeter. We used to have one and we used to load it into like a red radio flyer when we go out on surveys. It's called a gravimeter, and you can actually find gravitational anomalies on Earth, and usually that's really, really helpful for finding minerals and whatnot that have very high specific densities. You can see it, like, you can't perceive it, but the gravimeter can. It'll be like gravity is higher here, and that's how you know that something deep down beneath the soil is very, very dense and heavy. Possibly some kind of ore bed or something else like that that might be useful for industrial extraction and making a whole lot of money. My drill is running out of fuel again, so actually, is there one of those devices over here? There is. Will this thing patch me up? All right, so let's refill that real quick. We'll refill all of our light source. We'll refill our oxygen. That's going to clear out our inventory so that I can pick up these goodies over here. I do like the animation for picking stuff up. I think it looks good. I think it feels satisfying. And it looks like we've actually found a mining installation. Is any of this stuff interactable? We got another storage over here. I'll throw it all in there for later. We got an ID card.
X0013, huh? Looks like my ID card. Let's see. Registered in 2331. I've been working for Dad for 14 years, apparently. Huh. Current ranking, 2nd. Oh, damn. I might be really good at this. How dedicated was I to my job? Huh. Oh, anyway. I wonder who's ranked first, though.
I bet whoever's ranked first is going to come down the tunnel on a skateboard with a mullet, just looking rad with his pit vipers on. If I was the #1 miner, I would be a problem. I would be straight drama for the entire work crew. I'd be like, y'all better learn to dig a little bit better. You guys are making us all look foolish right now. And we've got ladders, looks like a vacuum inside of there. What else we got? Oh, God, it's hella dark when you turn that off. Okay, well, where do we want to drill at? I mean, we've got what looks like a doorway right here. There's also a suspicious-looking pit inside that building that might dig down to get us access to something else. Let's get all this out of the way. Now that we've got it cleared a bit, it does look like it's opening up into a different passage, or at least something that's going to guide me somewhere. I think that following these little, like, transoms or, like, these little gateways is probably my best order of effect for right now for finding other areas to figure out what the hell is going on here. Like how we got stuck down here, what's up with the gravitational anomalies. There are a number of questions budding inside of my mind right now that I would very much like to have answered. I am, however, kind of curious about this pit that's on the inside of here, too. Like, would there be any reason to terraform all this and start digging around and seeing what we could find? I don't know, it's a suspicious-looking pit. It looks like a bomb or an explosion went off over here. It's perfectly circular. The only place I've ever seen that before is inside, like, Deep Rock Galactic when you kill off one of the big boomer bugs that does, like, a semicircle or a semi-sphere explosion. So there may be something good over here. Well, I dug out a pretty considerable chunk right there, and there was really nothing indicative that there's a reason for me to dig down there, so I figure I'll just kind of let it go. I do like that you're backpacked, so if you take items from your stash, a really nice piece of quality of life right there is it gives you essentially like exactly what you need to top off all of your meters. It gives you more than enough anyways, but it always makes sure, from what I've seen so far, to split the resources evenly in a way that makes sure you end up with 100 in each of your meters, which is kind of one of those understated things when it comes to quality of life design that I'm like, okay, all right, that's a little bit eyebrow raising right there. That shows that, oh, okay, gravity moved on me again. Further on down this way, following the gateways, it does look like maybe there's something in and around over here, and I'm hoping I can get it hollowed out before we run out of any of our meters. So let's get this walkway a little bit wider, and I'm hoping they have like an upgrade curve inside of this game. I like upgrading and modding my stuff. If I'm going to be a miner, I like to have lots and lots of tools, you know, blast charges, things of that nature, especially if you got like the blast charge where you can set it, and then he pulls out like the little remote with the red button on it.
Oh, I need to get out of here quickly before the whole mine collapses on me.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably not an explosion, more than likely a cave-in. I saw a video on Reddit the other day where, like, this urban explorer went down into an old abandoned mine in, like, Nevada, and I was like, oh, dude, that's the worst idea ever. Little piece of advice just from me to you. Never, ever, ever go down. There are abandoned mines all over the place in Southeast California leading on out into, like, Death Valley and into Nevada. You should never go into one of those places. There's all kinds of trapped gases and stuff down there. When I was watching the video, he found a crate of dynamite, and I was like, oh, no. Because a lot of people don't know this nowadays, but dynamite, when it gets old and it's been improperly stored, it sweats, and the sweat is made out of nitroglycerin, and nitroglycerin is incredibly unstable. Like, you can light off nitroglycerin with, like, the sound of your footsteps if you're really, really unlucky. Okay, all right, we're getting closer to the surface. I can live with that.
Still nothing.
Yeah, it sounds like the radio's still dead. And he was in there like, oh, this is so cool. Like talking and like vlogging the entire time while standing over a crate of sweaty dynamite. I was like, Jesus, bro. You are so close to death right now. If you sneeze, you drag your foot too loud. Oh my God, there's a reason why you need like hazardous disposal crews. Like, that's hazard pay territory right there going into old mine reclamation. That's a dangerous ass job. Let me keep digging. I hear a noise, and we've got an opening over on this side. Hopefully it's like another stop point where we can refill ourselves, because my drill is getting awfully low on the old drill juice. Alright, so drill juice. Let's fill her up real quick. I don't know what I picked up along the way, or if it's going to be enough to top up those meters, but it should be enough to at least get us out of the danger zone. We've got suspicious lights coming from that direction. Over on this side, it looks like we have another gate that we could potentially follow to something. Looks like over here, there's not a whole lot left to write home about, so we can probably... Nope, there's a gate over there too. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on it. Let's explore this building real fast to kind of see if there's anything in there that's going to make our lives easier. Let's hit up this journal, too.
June 6th, 23:45.
We finally managed to calibrate the radar to the base station's waves. Miners will now be able to find their way around much more easily. It only has a range of 125 meters, but we're already working on improving the detection distance. We also realized that it detected waves from the AGB prototypes when a colleague was working on them right next door. We'll have to warn the miners not to follow the wrong signal, or they could end up finding cool inventions we haven't released yet.
That sounds like a breadcrumb. I'd like to find cool inventions that we never got to learn about just yet. Let's crack this place open and see if there's anything good around here. What is that? A carbonite battery recharge.
That's almost empty already, and fading by the minute. I should use it right now before it's too late.
Did you already use it? Like, is it in there? What is that, a flashlight recharge? Might as well. I would have liked to have had that as like a consumable, though, that I could pop when I want to pop it, just in case I'm really far from a station or whatever. We've got pictures of people's cats inside of here, and it looks like we can open up all these various drawers. I can't seem to... There we go. I can't find the sweet spot on the bottom one, though, and it doesn't look like we can crouch inside the context of the game. Flashlight recharges. Okay. What's that? Can I have it? Is that a bullet? Nope, that's a pen. Those are two different objects. Okay, anything inside of here? Doesn't look like it, but we do have some drawers over on this side. Hey, pick up the oxygen. There we go. I had to find like the perfect angle on it. When you've got multiple interactables that are sort of stacked up on top of each other, like a drawer and also like a recharger, it does not like to select the thing that you're going for. Flashlight recharge. It's not much. It's only 5 battery, but hey, we can go upstairs, check around a little bit further. Nothing in there. The S-Link.
Huh. Well, that's new. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'll sync it, I guess.
Oh. It lets us see stuff inside the walls. Things of interest. Okay, alright, we're going to have to figure out how to recharge it. I should probably check the recharge station downstairs just to figure out what resource we need to have a lot of in order to make it function, but... Got a back little storage room over here. Doesn't look like there's anything too wild and crazy inside of there. So let's get back outside. I didn't see a storage crate around either, so we may need to improvise, find some stuff. Oh, we don't have a recharger in here either. Okay, is it maybe over here? There's a Minecraft pic on this side, obviously a little Easter egg. For anybody that's Minecraft inclined, with this scanner thingy, is that just ice right there? It looks like it's pretty far. It's 53 meters away. What's the closest contact that we have? So we have a 98 over there, and we have... Oh, it's going to mark a station. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's recharge where we can. But the lack of a storage crate being in the area is going to be a little bit of a problem. I didn't see one in here, so I think we're going to have to find some resources in order to make this work. It looks like this right here probably leads to whatever that red contact is over there, so I'm going to get after it, just start drilling, and hopefully it's not too much of a massive undertaking to get down that way. So after a fair bit of digging, I think we're actually approaching this red point over here that's being pinged by my radar. I can't really check on it again because my radar has run out of battery, and it uses the exact same mineral, the carbon, that my drill does. And so just to keep my drill up and running and save myself from having to dig with my hands, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to refill it. Almost every single piece of carbon has gone towards keeping the drill up and functioning. But it looks like this is leading me to another location where we may be able to get our hands on something. They did say something about secret technology that the workers weren't supposed to know about yet, and right now, given the absolute cavalcade of bullshit that our character is embroiled in, being trapped down here beneath the surface, I'm thinking to myself, we're going to need all the help we could possibly get. Some experimental technology sounds real good. So that's the one that we haven't activated. Ooh, there's like a pit down there. I almost stepped into it. Looks like we've also got some kind of hazard warning down there. All right, well, let's interact with this bad boy. Refill the drill. Once again, I would love to refill my radar, but this is the infirmary. Okay. Gonna have more dead guys inside of here somewhere.
More oxygen capacity.
capacity.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah, we will. Absolutely we will. That's the kind of upgrade that I'm looking for down inside of here. Dead guy, you got any kind of journal or anything? You've been scribbling down your thoughts?
Radio. I'm making good progress. Yeah, 1 bar might not be enough. I need to get closer to the surface.
I thought we had 2 bars.
Yeah, I know. Static. I just wanted to be sure.
I mean, it's worth checking. Oxygen recharge, flashlight recharge. Take those real quick. We've got a carbonite battery recharge. That's nice because it's a double whammy. It hits both our radar and it also hits our drill. So that's pretty useful stuff. I don't think I went the other way down the hall. We don't have a sprint available right now that we could play around with. And I'm worried I'm going to get a little bit lost inside of here before too long. But if there's anything else useful... Okay, I'll leave those where they're at for right now. But the carbonite battery I absolutely want, so we'll take that.
What is that thing? I'm guessing it'll appear on my S-Link. I should try placing one somewhere.
Okay, yeah, put that right there. And we'll just call it the infirmary. Gotcha. Perfect. Now we have a beacon, and if we test this out, it does show up. So we can actually label these locations too, because...
June 12th, 23:45.
I have just updated the beacons. They now emit a direct radio signal to the radar. You should be able to receive that signal from anywhere in the mine, regardless of the distance. You have no more excuses for getting lost again. You could even use them to map the entire mine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say when we had the dialogue that went through right there.
My way by going up. But in this mine, these beacons will come in handy.
That's exactly what I was about to say. My guess is, as we get really far into the game, we're going to have absolute labyrinths of tunnels that we've dug out and whatnot, and having these beacons placed periodically at the points of interest that may be helpful, probably going to be a real good idea. What's down the hallway this way? Anything good? A little tiny bit creeped out, but like... Okay, so it's just like an exam room. That is also an exam room. I don't see anything else laying around that might be an upgrade, but I would very much like to have a little bit more fuel for my drill per time that we go down. That'd be super helpful. Okay, so yeah, we've kind of hit the limit on what it is that we can accomplish here. I think I should probably drill like a ramp down this way that will allow us to access what this is, but I need it to not be super sheer. I need it to be like a little bit smoother, going all the way down to the bottom. After I do this, I almost guarantee you there's going to be a way to easily walk down on the other side, but I suppose that that's life. This is a pretty big pit, and I'd rather not fall into it. We don't have a health meter or anything that's shining out at the moment, but having ourselves a little path that gets us down here, just in case there's anything interesting that we're going to want to peruse our way through, feels like a strong dedication of my time for right now. I tend to enjoy these little personal projects, self-motivating style games where you don't really have a lot of guidance as to what it is you're supposed to be doing. I kind of wish we had picked up tools a little bit sooner, like other things to play around with. I also kind of wish that we had found like an upgrade terminal or something by now, but that isn't the way that it's going. Just like that, it looks like our ramp down to the lower level is basically done. Was there a way to get down here easily over on this side? Did I just waste my time and all my resources? No, it looks like the death pit kind of continues on, but there's got to be a reason they illuminated this entire area. Unfortunately, ooh, there's like a borehole over here too. Where does this go? It looks like the borehole just looped around. I dropped a piece of carbon down here, and I want it. There it is. I was going to say, I need more carbon so that I can refill some of my stuff. Like, I'm pretty good on uranium for our electrical source, but everything else I'm lacking a little bit of. I'm going to widen this ever so slightly. There we go. That carbonite's going to fall down to the bottom, but, like, that's life. The game does have a sort of Zen sculpting thing going, though. Like, I think they have the radius and the feel of the drill good. It just needs better sound effects. That's the main thing that stands out as of right now. We'll refill that first. We'll get our flashlight done, and then we'll get our oxygen done, too. Refill everything that we possibly can before we dive down into this hole to figure out what might be inside of it. I'm running low on uranium now. I wasn't expecting that much. Let's see. Do not go in without the boots. The boots, huh? Okay, yeah, it does look like a pit that we're probably not going to be able to dig our way out of, and so maybe I'll listen to you right there. My radar is not fully charged. That makes me feel a little bit nervous about using any of my radar juice right now in order to figure out where we should go next, but we did see over on this other side, there was a couple of gates that were covered up by dirt and other stuff that may allow us to get to somewhere more interesting. So if I pop that on for a minute, it looks like 96 meters that way. We've got some kind of contact. So maybe I'll start working my way in that direction, but we are getting gravitational anomalies right now, like the world is shifting around on us. Hey, and after a whole bunch of digging, it looks like we found another facility. I've been going ham on this drill, dude. I need to get like some strength upgrades that make it go like a little bit faster. I did notice that when you open up the inventory over here, you can see the stats of all of the various equipment that the game has given you, which means at some point we're definitely going to get charges or something that make this all stronger. I also managed to store up a whole bunch of carbonite, which is really good because I haven't been able to recharge my little radar thing in a hot minute. I need to smooth this out so that we can get back out of here if we need to do so. There's uranium everywhere though, dude. There we go. That'll work. It does have like a Zen feeling to it where it's almost like you're playing with clay or Play-Doh as you're forming out these tunnels. You can definitely see it being one of those dad games that you play at like 2 in the morning before you go to sleep just to like relax and unwind. I think that's kind of what they're going for with a little bit of like a dungeon mystery bent to it. It doesn't seem like there's going to be combat or anything else like that just yet, but I can refill my radar, which is good. I can refill that right there. We're a little bit low on oxygen, but I'm hoping we find oxygen tanks inside of here that'll just top us up real quickly. None of those open, and this looks like maybe a residential quarters. I mean, we got guys' slippers laying around for right now. I didn't check what the sign said out front, but we've got a carbonite recharge, flashlight recharge. It's usually only like 5% anyways, so I'll grab that real quick. Yeah, the dormitory. Hopefully we can track down another beacon too so that we can mark this place and know what we're going for. Ooh, tool number 2. It doubles our power and we've got a whole bunch more battery. Hell yeah. That man died with his teddy right there. At least he went out with a friend. Does this just go out the back? Bathrooms. Any reason to check the toilets? Any of you guys doing anything interesting in here? Anybody making hooch in the toilet? I bet that's like corporate contraband that we're not allowed to interact with. So I bet somebody's doing it down here. My uncle was stationed on the Kitty Hawk in the late 70s and early 80s in the Navy, and he said that's what they did. Is he said they were like making hooch inside the walls and whatnot, so that you had something to do, because he said you'd be at sea for like weeks at a time, just bored out of your mind, you know what I mean? And he was like, there's nothing else to do, man. All the work's done. Everything's squared away and stowed away. The hell else are you gonna do? And he said they were constantly on crackdown for that kind of stuff. We got another spot over there we could potentially dig to. This drill does look like it's moving a little bit faster, almost like proximity based though. Alright, yeah, dude, we're making real progress. But this is Drill and Delve. Really, my only main thought about it as of right now is that the production values for the game, they seem to be pretty good. Like, the voice acting seems to be alright, the storyline and kind of the world building of who your character is, his thoughts, the way that he's meandering his way through the title, all seem to be arranged quite well. My only thought about it is I was expecting a little bit more of a survival game, like a few more things maybe possibly pressing up on the player, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be that kind of game. This strikes me with the vibes that it's definitely going to be cozy, so it'll probably be one of those things that I don't play, but maybe you saw something here that you like, because the quality of most of the stuff that comprises it seems to be pretty good. So if you're looking for a title where you're relaxingly sort of building your way through mines, doing terraforming and all that kind of stuff, and just like finding secrets out in the hinterland of the game, this might be the kind of thing that you would be interested in checking out, if not me. My name is Splat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were checking out Drill and Delve. Tomorrow I'll be checking something else out. Thanks for hanging out with me. That's about all I got for you, folks.